Elements of art, the visual vocabulary. The elements of art are the basic units artists use to build a composition. Understanding them allows the viewer to deconstruct, analyze, and interpret artworks from multiple perspectives. 1. Line definition. A mark with length and direction, a fundamental tool for outlining shapes, guiding the eye, or creating motion. Types: straight, curved, diagonal, implied, gestural, contour. Functions in art: structure, rhythm, emotion, e.g., sharp lines equals tension, flowing lines equals softness. 2. Shape definition. A two-dimensional enclosed space defined by lines or contrasts in color or texture. Types: geometric, circles, squares versus organic, freeform, natural. Usage: shapes form the basis of all pictorial art. They can be symbolic, abstract, or literal. 3. Form definition. A three-dimensional object or illusion of three-dimensionality, volume, and mass. Applications: sculpture, architecture, and painting through techniques like shading and perspective. 4. Color components: hue, saturation, intensity, and value, lightness, darkness. Color theories: complementary, analogous, warm, cool, RGB versus CMYK models. Psychological impact: colors elicit emotional and symbolic responses, e.g., red equals passion or danger. 5. Value definition: the lightness or darkness of a color or tone. Function: used to create contrast, emphasis, and depth. Crucial for chiaroscuro and realism. 6. Texture definition: the perceived surface quality of an object, actual, tactile, or implied, visual. Uses: adds realism, depth, or symbolic significance, e.g., rough texture, grit, struggle. 7. Space definition: the area around, between, or within objects. Techniques: linear perspective, atmospheric perspective, positive versus negative space. Purpose: creates depth, balance, and focus. Principles of design. The visual grammar. The principles of design dictate how the elements are arranged to create structure, coherence, and impact. These guide composition, harmony, visual flow, and conceptual meaning. 1. Balance definition: the distribution of visual weight in an artwork. Types: symmetrical, asymmetrical, radial. Function: create stability or intentional tension. 2. Contrast definition: differences between elements, light versus dark, smooth versus rough. Purpose: highlights focal points, enhances drama and visual interest. 3. Emphasis definition: the part of the artwork that draws the viewer's attention first. Techniques: size, placement, color, isolation, contrast. 4. Movement definition: the path the viewer's eye takes through the artwork, achieved through repetition, directional lines, rhythm, or action lines. 5. Rhythm definition: repetition of elements to create a sense of organized movement. Effect: suggests motion or time progression, e.g., rhythmic brushstrokes. 6. Unity, harmony. Definition: the feeling that all parts of an artwork belong together. Tools: consistent color palette, repeated shapes, thematic coherence. 7. Variety definition: the use of different elements to add interest and complexity. Balance with unity prevents monotony without causing chaos. 8. Proportion and scale. Proportion: relationship between the sizes of different parts. Scale: size of an object in relation to its environment or viewer. Integrating elements and principles, analytical applications. Analyzing any artwork involves identifying how artists use these elements and principles to achieve their goals. How does the use of color contribute to mood? Is the composition balanced or intentionally chaotic? What creates emphasis and why? How is texture used to deepen the narrative? This part of the module uses famous examples, e.g., Van Gogh's Starry Night, Da Vinci's The Last Supper, Picasso's Guernica, to dissect compositional techniques and stylistic decisions. Cultural and technological variations in application. Different cultures use these tools differently. African art: emphasis on symbolic patterns, repetition, rhythm, and organic forms. East Asian art: fluid brush lines, negative space, asymmetrical balance. Islamic art: intricate geometry, symmetry, calligraphy. Digital media: pixels as elements, layering, vector manipulation, 3D rendering. Technology introduces new design principles: interface design, interactivity, responsiveness, and UX/UI considerations become part of modern visual language. Learning outcomes for Module 3. By the end of this module, you will be able to identify and define the 7 core elements of art and their characteristics, explain the principles of design and their application in visual composition, analyze artworks using formal visual language, appreciate cultural variations in design aesthetics and approaches, apply these concepts in evaluating and constructing artworks.